Lisa Salvatore here. We have a crazy week. We are rocking and rolling with the energy. Today is Sunday, May 23rd, the day that Saturn is actually stopped, about to go retrograde. Saturn is the keeper of time and the lord of karma, and he asks us to revisit and revise some skipped steps perhaps, or to just continue to work on projects that may need a little bit of revising. So Saturn is stationing retrograde today, the 23rd, and we are gearing up towards a full moon total lunar eclipse in Sagittarius on Wednesday, May 26th, 7:13 a.m. I believe. Yeah, 7:13 a.m., 5 degrees of Sagittarius. This is the third of 4 supermoons. A total lunar eclipse is considered a blood moon because the Earth is actually blocking out the moon, but it doesn't make it completely black. It actually takes on a reddish hue, so which is why it's called a blood moon. You think about what full moons represent. Full moons bring everything up to the surface, right? So it's a surgence of emotion and energy. And so with a total lunar eclipse, it's basically like a full moon on steroids. So that means that everything that surges at a normal full moon is going to be exacerbated right now with a total full moon lunar eclipse. Now, full moons by themselves are oppositional. So it's the sun opposing the moon, sun in Gemini opposing the moon in Sagittarius. And what that means on the spiritual level is it's like head versus heart, ego versus soul. It is about the home life, the professional life. It's all of the oppositions that we experience here on Earth. And emotionally, that can bring in a lot of sensitivity. It can bring in irritability as things come up, because that's what full moons do. They bring everything up. That's why it's emergency rooms are surging around full moons. You see people getting more angry or irritated, hence the word lunacy, lunar. People can act a little loony around full moons. Very true. And some obviously are more intense than others. But this one, because it's a total full moon lunar eclipse, is absolutely intensified. Now also, Jupiter, who is the ruling planet of Sagittarius, likes to expand everything, likes to grow things. And Jupiter is currently in Pisces, squaring this moon in Sagittarius. So there can be a tendency, yes, there can be a lot of optimism and positivity and growth and awareness and abundance. However, there can also be a tendency to overdo it and to go overboard. So remember, just keep that in mind right now, that it's going to feel like a lot of energy, guys. It's going to feel like, grandiose plans can, you don't want to overstep boundaries right now, because eclipse energy is also a time of change. It's a huge gateway to change. Things come in and things come out in a very faded way around eclipse time. Because this is a full moon, it tends to be a release point. So you may see things leave your life, relationships, people, situations. And you may not even have to provoke that. It just could be happening because it's time. So really pay attention to and trust what is going out at this time from you, from your soul, from your energy. And just trust that there's a higher order involved here. Now, when we get to, because eclipses typically are in pairs, so the sister to this eclipse is actually going to be a solar eclipse, which will be on June 10th. And that will be the new moon. So that's when things are coming in. So whatever is being released right now, look at it as a gateway to bringing in something new when we get to that next eclipse on June 10th or 11th, depending on where you are in the world. To kind of bring in, because remember, Sagittarius is an optimistic sign, the sign that this full moon is occurring in. It's an optimistic sign. It's a sign of abundance. It wants to grow things. It wants to bring in a higher awareness, higher spiritual calling. So keep that in mind, again, that this could be very positive. There are a little bit of stressful aspects surrounding this energy, as there always will be. We've got Mercury squaring Neptune. So keep in mind, Mercury is also about to station retrograde on the 29th of this month, right after this full moon. So Mercury is already getting involved in some shenanigans in its natural place of Gemini, where it likes to talk and deliver information, but it's squaring Neptune. So Neptune, when it's a square like this, it can bring in deceit, it can bring in illusions, it can bring in lies, it can bring in fog, it can bring in half-truths. So it's really up to you to decipher and pay extra close attention to what's coming in. If it makes sense, if you think it's true, not to pop off and fly off the handle when you don't really know what's going on. I also want to mention that Neptune rules the media. Just always have to say that, because Mercury is squaring Neptune around this eclipse. So we may see things coming up, about people being released, situations being released. To keep that in mind. Won't be surprising if this happens. Venus is also squaring Neptune, another Neptune square here. So again, potential for smoke and mirrors and to maybe only see things through rose-colored glasses. So you want to just pay extra close attention, again, to everything that is information that is coming into you, and then pay attention to whatever is being released from your life right now, because it will have a faded quality to it. Eclipses always do, no matter what. Even if it's small, and again, for everyone it's different, but even if it's small, it's a ripple that you will feel, and you may not even notice it until later on when something else shifts or comes in its place. And let's not mention Saturn square Uranus. So that's the energy that we're under all year long, and so that's still very present. So again, it's a mixed bag. It's a heavy, high energetic time, and it's going to feel different for everybody, but the bottom line is it is going to feel like a time of change. It's going to feel like things might be divinely orchestrated and divinely guided, and you need to trust that right now, because Sagittarius is the sign of the spiritual guru. So ruled by Jupiter, again, we want to grow, we want to expand, we want to shift, but in order to get to that place, things have to change in the meanwhile. Take really good care of yourselves, guys. Hydrate, ground, sleep, do what you need to do, because again, this is like this energy of buzz. It's like I keep saying, it's like a buzz. You can feel the Gemini, you can feel the Sagittarius. It's like a lot right now. Again, it doesn't feel negative though. It just feels like a lot. LisaSalvatore.com. My links are below. Take care. Bye.